Okay, so this will simplify to 3x minus 2y minus 12 is equal to 0. Okay, so equation of the straight line is either this or this, right? Moving on to the next problem. The straight line passes through the point A0, 0B. The length of this segment contained between the axes is 13. Okay, and the product on the axis is 60. Calculate the values of A and B and find the equation of the straight line. So let's see how the diagram will look like. What do you mean by this question? Okay, straight line passes through the point A0 and 0B. Let us consider the straight line to be, say, in this manner. A0, 0B. So this is my point A, this is my point A0, and this is my point B, is 0B, coordinates of B. The length of this line segment contained between the axes is 13. What do you mean by length of line segment contained between the axes? It means AB. The length of the line segment contained between the axes is 13 units. That means EB must be equal to 13 units. And also the product on the axis is 60. Now, what do you mean by the product on the axis? Product on the axis means product of intercepts. AB, product of the intercepts AB is equal to 60, right? So this is, say, 1. This is given to us. Okay. So from here, what we need to find? You need to find the equation of the straight line. So what is the equation of the straight line? See, there are two conditions given here. And also there are two unknowns. A and B are unknowns. And there are two conditions. What are the two conditions? First condition is AB is equal to 60. This condition is given. The next condition that is given to you is that the length of the line segment AB is 13. Right? So now you see that this triangle is a right angle triangle. You can apply Pythagoras theorem. This length is A units. This length is B units. So in triangle OAB, hypotenuse square is equal to perpendicular square plus base square. That means you get A square plus B square is equal to 169. Call this equation number 2. Okay. Now we are going to solve equation 1 and 2 to get the values of A and B. So how do you solve? From 1, you can find out the value of B is equal to 60 by A and putting in 2. We get A square plus 60 by A square is equal to 169. Okay, that means A square plus 3600 by A square is equal to 169. Now you can take the LCM and express this equation in this form: e to the power of 4 minus 169 A square plus 3600. Can we solve this equation? Can anyone give me a little idea how to solve this equation? Can anyone give me an idea how to solve this equation? You express this as uh, you can write this as E square whole square minus 169 A square plus 3600 equal to 0. I say let C is equal to A square. Therefore, what does this equation become? It becomes C square minus 169 C plus 3600, which is a quadratic in C, which can be solved. Let us solve by Sridhar Acharya because the factors are too big. So C is equal to minus of minus 169 plus or minus root over of minus 169 square minus 4 into A into C divided by 2 into 1. So this you get 169 plus or minus square root 1 4161 divided by 2, which is equal to 169 plus or minus 119. Square root of 14161, you can check with your calculator that it is 119. So therefore C is equal to 169 plus 119 divided by 2, which is equal to 144. Or if you take the negative sign, 169 minus 119 divided by 2, which is equal to 25. So either C is equal to 144 or C is equal to 145. But what is C? C is equal to A square, right? So either A square is equal to 144 or A square is equal to 25. That means A must be equal to plus or minus square root of 144, which is 12, or A is equal to plus or minus square root of 25, which is 5. So either A is equal to 12 plus or minus 12, or A is equal to plus or minus 5. So now what should be the value of B here? See, it is given from 1, we know what is 1 here? AB is equal to 60, right? That means product of A and B is positive. A into B is a positive number, right? What does it mean? A and B both are positive, or A and B both are negative. That is, A and B are either both positive or both negative at the same time, right? So which values of A to choose? So when A is equal to plus 12, what should be B? B should be 60 by A, isn't it? Is equal to 60 by 12, which is equal to 5. So A and B are both positive. That means we can accept this value. That means what is the equation? The required equation of the line is x by A plus y by B is equal to 1. This is the first case. There can be another case. See, A is equal to either plus 12 or minus 12, or plus 5 or minus 5. We have considered A is equal to 12. Now we'll consider A is equal to 5. So when A is equal to 5, B is equal to 60 by A, which is equal to 60 by 5, which is equal to 12. So the required equation is x by A plus y by B is equal to 1. So this can be another case. This is another answer. Okay. In fact, you will get 4 answers in this case. What is the next case? We consider A is equal to minus 12 in the next case. When A is equal to minus 12. What is B? B is equal to 60 by minus 12, which is equal to minus 5. So therefore, the required equation here is x by A plus y by B is equal to 1. That means you get minus x by 12 minus y by 5 is equal to 1. That means you can write this as x by 12 minus y by 5 is equal to minus 1. Okay, this is the third equation. Next case is when A is equal to minus 5. B is equal to 60 by minus 5, which is equal to minus 12. The required equation of the line is x by minus 5 plus y by minus 12 is equal to 1. That means you can write this as x by 5 plus y by 12 is equal to minus 1. So you're getting 4 equations here. This equation, either this equation or this equation, or this equation or this equation. So the equation of the line can be any of the four. Clear with this problem or any question? Okay, so till now we have discussed the general standard forms of equation of a straight line: point slope form, normal form, 2-point form, and intercept form. All these we have discussed, right? Slope, intercept form, 2-point form, everything we have discussed. There are, I think, in total there are 6 standard forms of equation of a straight line. Now we come to the next part, which is called the general equation of a straight line. In fact, general equation of a straight line can always be reduced to any of the standard forms, and standard forms can always be reduced to the general form. Okay. Okay. So let's see uh, what uh, general form means. What is the general equation of a straight line? What you need to know here is that the general equation of a straight line of a straight line will look like this: ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, where a, b, and c are constants. Okay. So remember, I was writing, suppose if I get the equation in 2-point form as this way, and I was writing this equation as y minus 3 is equal to minus 2x plus 2. And then I was bringing everything on one side. 2x plus y minus 3 minus 2 is equal to 0 to get 2x plus y minus 5 is equal to 0. Why was I writing in this manner? I was writing in this manner because I wanted the equation to write the equation in the general form. Okay. So in most of the problems, you will find the equation of the straight line in general form. Okay, which is in the form ax plus by plus c. Now the question is, from the general form, can you find out the slope? Yes. Slope of the straight line in general form is equal to m is equal to, from here you can write minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. In this case, what is the coefficient of x? A, and the coefficient of y is b. Okay. Now remember, when I was giving you the equation of any straight line, how are you finding out the slope? Suppose if I was giving you 5x plus 3y minus 7 is equal to 0, and I wanted you to find out the slope of this. Earlier, what were we doing? We were writing this in the form y is equal to mx plus c. So 3y is equal to minus 5x plus 7. And then from here we are getting y is equal to minus 5 by 3 x plus 7 by 3. And therefore we were writing that the slope m is equal to minus 5 by 3. Right? We were writing this equation in the general form in this form, that is, which is the slope intercept form, and then we are finding out the slope. But in fact, if you know this minus coefficient of x by coefficient of y, from the general form only you can find out the slope. So we have 5x plus 3y minus 7. If you want to find out the slope of this line from the general equation without converting it into slope intercept form, just write this as minus coefficient of x. See, the coefficient of x here is 5, right? 5 divided by the coefficient of y. So the slope here is minus 5 by 3. Okay. Let's say this is example number 1. Let us say another example we take. Let's say, suppose given is 7x minus 4y plus 8 is equal to 0. What is the slope of this line? Is equal to, if you see, the coefficient of x here is 7. So minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y here is minus 4. So that these two minus signs cancel, you get 7 by 4. Clear how to find out the slope?
Yes, sir.
So the next thing that you must remember here is that if two equations are, this was A, B, And the next thing that you must remember here is that if two straight lines a1x b1y plus c1 is equal to 0 and a2x plus b2y plus c2 is equal to 0 are the same, right? If they are the same equations, then what can we write? Then remember we can write that the coefficients must be proportional. Coefficient must be proportional means a1 by a2 must be equal to b1 by b2 must be equal to c1 by c2. It is not necessary that a1 will be equal to a2. Okay, you want an example in this regard? See x minus y minus 1 is equal to 0. Consider this equation and consider 5x minus 5y minus 5 is equal to 0. Are these two equations same? Yes, they are the same, because if you see x minus y minus 1 equal to 0, and from here what can you write? Right? So it simply means x minus 1 minus y minus 1 is equal to 0. So actually this equation and this equation are actually same. So that is why if you consider, if you see the relation, then a1 by a2 must be equal to b1 by b2 must be equal to c1 by c2. It is not necessary that if two equations are same, that is two equations represent the same straight line, then the coefficients have to be equal. No, the coefficients can be proportional. They have to be proportional. Okay. Next concept that you must know here before starting the problem is that if I have a straight line, this is for your concept number D. Now suppose if I have a straight line on the xy plane and if I have 2 points on the xy plane, what are the possibilities? X1 y1 can either be on the opposite sides of the line, yes, or they can be on the same side.
Yes, sir.
These are the only two possibilities. How do you check whether these two straight lines, say call this line L1, L1, both are L1, and how do you check whether a particular straight line, whether 2 points on the same side of the given line or on the opposite sides? Okay, so the rule that you must remember here is that if x1 y1 and x2 y2 are on the same side, of a straight line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, then ax1 plus by1, that is you put the coordinates of the given coordinates in the left hand side of the straight line and check the sign. Okay, then ax1 plus by1 plus c and ax2 plus by2 plus c must be of the same sign. What do you mean by same sign? Either they should be both negative or they should be both positive. Okay, if x1 y1 and x2 y2 are on the opposite sides of the straight line ax plus by plus c is equal to 0, then ax1 plus by1 plus c and ax2 plus by2 plus c must be of opposite signs. That means if one is negative, the other must be positive. If one is positive, the other must be negative. Okay. We'll do a problem in this regard. Or let's say, let me give you an example here only. Suppose check the position of the points. Zero, zero, and 1, minus 1 with respect to the straight line 7x minus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. Okay, you need to check the position, that is whether these 2 points are on the same side of the line or on the opposite side, right? So here the given points are 0, 0 and 1, minus 1. So consider this to be your x1, y1, this to be your x2, y2, and the given line is what? 7x minus 2y plus 1 is equal to 0. Now what you do? Instead of x, put x1, y1. So we have 7x1 minus 2y1 plus 1 is equal to 7 into x1 here is 0. Y1 here is also 0 plus 1, which is equal to 1, isn't it? Positive. Also 7x2 minus 2y2 plus 1 is equal to 7 into 1 minus 2 into minus 1 plus 1. We just want to know the sign. 7 plus 2 plus 1, which is equal to 10, right? Which is also positive. So if you see, this is positive and this is also positive. So therefore, what should we conclude? They are on the same side. On the same side of the line 7x minus 2y plus 1 equal to 0. Okay, so I hope this is clear.
Yes, sir.
Okay, if once this is clear, then we'll move on to the problems. Also, what you must know here is just a reminder. In fact, I have given you this formula. What you must know here is that the angle between the straight lines tan psi is equal to plus or minus m1 minus m2 divided by 1 plus m1 m2. Okay, remember this. At the angle between two straight lines, if it is psi, then this is given by this. We'll be using this. Fine. So let's move on to the problems after this. First question, find the value of k such that the line, write the equation of the line, k minus 2x, this line is parallel to the line. First part is parallel to the line. We'll see the next second part later. Then that means you need to find the value of k such that this line here, we call it 1, is parallel to 2x minus y plus 7. Okay, so we find out the slope. Also, another line is given as 2x minus y plus 7 equal to 0. Call this 2. The slope of 1. First, let us find out slope of 1. Slope of 1 here is say m1 equal to minus, what is the coefficient of x here? K minus 2. So minus coefficient of x divided by coefficient of y. Okay, you can write this as 2 minus k by k plus 3. This is the slope of 1. What is the slope of 2? M2 say minus coefficient of x. What is the coefficient of x here? 2. So minus plus 2 divided by coefficient of y. Coefficient of y is minus 1. Slope of this is 2. Now, if 1 and 2 are parallel, then the slope must be equal, right? That means what is m1 here? 2 minus k by k plus 3 is equal to m2 here is 2. Okay, you're getting a simple equation here, linear equation. You solve it, you get k is equal to minus 4 by 3. Okay, so for this value of k, these two lines will be parallel. Let's work out the second one. Here, the second line is given to be in this case, what is the line given here? Okay, same straight line but perpendicular. Okay, so no need to write second line. Second line is also the same. Now we have found out m1 and m2 above, right? Now if these two straight lines instead of being parallel, they are perpendicular, then what will happen? The product of the slope must be equal to minus 1. If 1 and 2 are perpendicular, then m1 must be equal to m2, m1 m2 must be equal to minus 1. Put the values. Value of m1 is 2 minus k by k plus 3, and the value of m2 here is 2 equal to minus 1. Again we are getting a linear equation. Okay, so this should be 4 minus 2k is equal to minus k plus 3, means 4 minus 2k is equal to minus k minus 3. Once you solve this to get k is equal to 7. Okay, so this is for k is equal to 7, these two straight lines must be perpendicular. Let's do the next problem now after this. The next question here is reduce the following equations to their normal form. What is the normal form? X cos theta plus y sin theta is equal to p. That was the normal form, right? So 2, 1. Now remember, in order to reduce, given equation is root 3x minus y plus 2 is equal to 0. Whenever you are reducing any equation in the general form to a normal form, you must keep the constant here positive. Okay, so write the equation in such a manner that the constant is positive. So here 2 plus 2 is already there. So we can write this equation as 2 is equal to minus root 3x plus y. Why? Now this is of the form x cos theta plus y sin theta, right? That is why we write it in this manner. And since p is always positive, that is why we try to keep 2 positive. Okay. So once we write it in this form, in order to reduce this equation to normal form, we now check the coefficients of x. What is the coefficient of x here? We call it a. Okay. And the coefficient of y here is 1. So what is root over of, and now what we do is we divide both sides by the given equation in its normal form is you divide both sides of the equation by root over of a square plus b square. Okay. A here is and b here is 1. Okay, so then next step you are getting root over of minus root 3 square plus 1 square is simply 2. So x here. Right? So therefore, what is the equation in normal form? Minus root 3 by 2x plus half y is equal to 1. You can leave your answer here. Okay, this is the required normal form, because if you want to write in cos x cos theta plus y sin theta is equal to p, you can always do it. But I know most of the cases it will not be possible because you'll have to refer to the tables. But here it will be possible. So let's write it. So x, what is root 3 by 2? You can write this as cos. Let's write this as, what is the value of this thing minus cos, which will give you root 3 by 2? It is, I think, cos 30, right? So minus cos 30 plus this is sin 30 half into y is equal to half. But since we cannot have a negative angle, negative value here, negative sign here, that is why we convert it to, if we take it the angle in some other quadrant, that means cos, you can write this as 2 into 90 minus 30. That means now we take the angle in the second quadrant, plus sine 2 into 90 minus 30 into y is equal to 1. That means x cos 150 degree plus y sine 150 degree is equal to 1. This is your required normal form. We have converted into x cos theta plus y sin theta is equal to p. Okay. You can leave your answer here also, because as I said, not always it is possible to convert these coefficients into cos and sine. Okay, if they are not standard angles. Fine. We move on to the next one, next equation, how to write it in normal form. We proceed exactly in the manner that we have done uh, this problem. 2, 2. The given equation here is 3x minus 4y plus 5 equal to 0. Again, try to keep the constant term positive. So we can write this as 3x. We can write this as 5 is equal to minus 3x plus 4y. Then you can write this minus 3x plus 4y is equal to 5. So here what is A? A here is minus 3. B here is 4. So therefore the given equation in normal form is minus 3 divide both sides by root over of a square plus b square, x plus 4 divided by root over of a square plus b square, y is equal to 5 divided by root over of a square plus b square. Implies minus 3 divided by root over of minus 3 square plus 4 square, x plus 4 divided by square root of minus 3 square plus 4 square, y is equal to 5 divided by square root of minus 3 square plus 4 square. That means you get minus 3 by 5x plus 4 by 5y is equal to 5 by 5. That means you can write this as minus 3 by 5x plus 4 by 5 is equal to 1, which is in normal form. Okay. So it is, as I told you, this is not always possible to write in terms of cos theta. And this is not always possible to write in terms of sin theta unless you have the tables. Okay. If you have the calculator, you can check which values are which. Okay. But not always possible to write. You can leave your answer here only. If you see any kind of standard value here, like the previous problem, we saw that here we had some standard values. Okay, we are getting root 3 by 2.5. So that is why we could write them as sine 150 and cos 150. Otherwise, not always it is possible to write them in the forms of in terms of cos theta and sin theta. So I'll stop here for today.